This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by George Rincon over Zoom. George, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you giving up some time today. Obviously, you're only just over 10 days away now from fight night. How excited are you to be able to get back into the ring?
Man, it feels great. Last year obviously was tough for a lot of people, uh, but it feels even better to be able to go return back to the ring in my home state.
How have you found this past year or so with the pandemic, George, and effectively how it's impacted your plans?
It was pretty tough at first, just because everything was. I mean, it was new to me. It's like just like everyone else, the situation going on. So we weren't used to all this. Like, can't do this, can't do that. But we had to just uh, overcome that stuff and just keep working as much as we could. But luckily, things calmed down. But like excited to come back.
How did you find training through this period? Was it difficult to get to the gym? Was it difficult to get sparring in?
Uh, for the difficult to get to the gym, somewhat, but luckily I have more than one spot to work out back at home. On my gym where I train at is actually a police athletic league. It's Irving Powell, so it's actually run by the city, funded by the city. So they had very strict restrictions and just being cautious for everybody. We have a lot of kids in their program, so it was a little tough, to get in there. But luckily, during the pandemic, I ended up having to make a gym in my garage, so got some home workouts in and use other gyms that were available for us. So, but we made it work.
You haven't had the chance to fight for just over a year now, George. Heading into March 20th, do you think you will feel the ring rust?
I'm not too sure. I know I've been out of the ring for a little over a year now, but hopefully not. I guess we'll just see fight night, but I'm feeling good. I have been. This isn't the first time that I've had a little bit of a layover. I mean, it's been a couple of years since it happened. Luckily, I was staying pretty active before the pandemic hit. But I'm feeling good, and I'm sure once that first bell rings, it'll be like it's just like riding a bike.
I mean, what have you made of shows since they returned and obviously being behind closed doors without fans in attendance for most of them? What have you made of them all?
So for the attendance wise, well, luckily, I don't know if you've heard, but Texas is pretty much opening.
Yeah, you're open so you'll have fans. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, at least they have things. But you know, I, we were looking at possibly making a return early last year or something. If something came up, but um, I was ready to fight without fans. That was if that was the case. Luckily, fighting back home, we'll have some fans there, so it'll be a good opportunity to come back and pick up where we left off.
How much of a relief is that for you for your return to the ring after this year out due to the pandemic that you can box in front of a crowd?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad everything happens for a reason. This timing is good. Luckily I'll be able to fight in front of fans and of course fight in front of my family and friends. So that's always a good, gives it a little extra boost. But yeah, we're just ready for that date.
Talk to me about March 20th, then, George. What should everybody be expecting from you? And what do you know about your opponent?
Got a little lanky, just a little bit taller than me. But I'm just really trying to get back in there and just show a little bit more of what I got, show my skills. I can't necessarily say I'm the strongest fighter. I can't say I'm the fastest fighter, but I believe that my boxing IQ is there. I'm a good boxer, so just trying to show a little bit of everything, show my pop, show my footwork, my ability to change up the game plan if need be. But I'm just coming in to do what I got to do to get that win and continue on moving on.
Is this a fight where do you feel any pressure heading into it because because you haven't had the chance to box yet? You will want to impress and to showcase your abilities to ensure that if you can win in an emphatic fashion, you will get presented opportunities a lot sooner than what maybe say if it wasn't as much of a kind of a highlight reel of a performance.
Hmm. Uh, boxers always feel a little bit of pressure going in, especially being an upcoming fighter. You want to make sure you're always impressive and things like that. But I try to just, I'm always calm. I always try to go in there with just the mindset of, hey, just it's another day in the office. Got to do what I got to do to make that win. But always just keep clear-minded and just focused and just take it one fight at a time. So I try not to let too much put too much pressure on me and distract me. But now, of course, it's always in the back of people's heads, and for me, it's just gotta make sure I look good, get that win, most importantly, and just keep going.
Moving into the remainder of this year, provided March 20th goes to plan, have you thought about what you'd like to achieve, what you'd like to fight for, titles, what have you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, one fight at a time, but definitely looking to possibly within the next year, try to step it up, maybe fight for like a regional title or something like that. But yeah, those are the goals, so it's hopefully within this next year we'll see some more fights and definitely start to get up there in the rankings.
Moscow, I just want to get your thoughts on two other fights. Firstly, on the main event for your card, Maurice Hooker and Virgil Ortiz, your thoughts?
Well, I grew up with both of them in the amateurs, from Dallas. Especially Virgil, seeing him growing up. My dad used to help him a little bit when he was a little kid. But I've seen him grow, and even Maurice, like I've seen him, obviously, became a world champion. So seeing him uh, learn a lot of things, especially being in camp up there with Crawford. So I think it's going to be a really good fight. It'll be a different type of test for Virgil. I still think Virgil is the stronger guy. Maurice is, he's got lengthy. He can really box. He's improved so much. So I think it's going to be a really good test for Virgil. I want to say that I'm pretty sure that Virgil might come out victorious on this one. It's gonna be a really good fight, and I think Virgil's got that pop behind him. So if he catches Maurice, it's gonna be a long night for him. But we'll see how Maurice adapts to him and how much trouble he can give him. But it's gonna be a really good fight for the two hometown guys, in Texas. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Then super lightweight, your way, Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez announcing their undisputed bout in May. Just your thoughts again.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna Jose. I didn't grow up too much with him, but I did see him around in the amateurs as well. We were in camp one time together and in Colorado Springs, so really good fighter. But that fight right there is going to be really good. Jose has been just a really good aggressive fighter. Knows how to finish, and I think it's going to be really explosive for the 140 pound, and pretty soon it's going to be 135 to 140, 147 is those big weight classes. So and here comes another 140-pound fight. But that fight right there is going to be really good, and it's going to be interesting to see how he does against Josh Taylor. So,
right, George, we will leave that there now, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. But I just want to leave a final word to yourself, for everyone who will tune in, watch your ring return next week, and of course, follow your journey for the remainder of this year and beyond. What would you like to say to them?
I want to just thank everyone who's always been supporting me, family, friends, and of course my team here with Team No Excuse, my manager Lamont Roach Sr., and my dad always on me and keeping me focused. But just excited, and I just want to thank everyone, and make sure you tune in March 20th on the Virgil Ortiz and Hooker card, and I'll be showing out.
George, it's a pleasure to talk to you for the first time. I'm sure it will not be the last. Stay safe. Best of luck next weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.